Welcome to Honest Cents. In this video, we are going to talk about if I can buy a house or property in America on F1 visa, H1B visa, or J1 visa. So here is a couple of examples I'm going to tell you. And I was a student and I was working as a TA, so teacher assistantship, and I was making some money, and I wanted to buy some property, and I didn't had a whole lot of money. So I went to a guy, and the property was, let's say, $20,000. So I asked him, okay, I will pay you $2,000 down, and then I will pay you rest of that in the installments. So it's called owner financing. So the guy was happy. He said that, okay, give me 2,000, and we had a document written, and all the closing kind of type of the document done, and then I was paying him to $500 every month. So I bought that property. Then I sold that property after some while I was a student, paid some money, and then paid the whole made some money out of that property, and also then paid the owner whatever was left after making my all the installments. Now I went to buy another property, so I bought that property, and I was renting that property. So not a big deal at all. The only I needed a social security number, and when you are a student here and you work few hours inside the school, and you get that social security number right away. So whenever you do any purchase, you need a social security number, and that's all you need. Second part is you need money. So if I'm going to buy a house or a shop or any property, I need to pay that. If I'm a student, the banks are not gonna let me loan me money, because they know that I'm a student, my status is a student, and I do not make enough money that I can make the installments on that property. So they will be not giving me the loan. But if I have cash from my home country, my parents gave me that money, or I had the property in my home country that I sold, and I have tons of cash sitting with me, I can go ahead and buy the property with cash. And or I can ask the owner financing. In that one, the owner will say, okay, give me this much money as down payment, and make installment, and this much will be the interest on monthly basis or a yearly basis. I have tons of friends, they work on H1B, that's a work visa, and in my neighborhood I know 5 people, they are on H1B, that's on work visa, and they all have bought the houses. Actually, when you are living here in America, even for like let's say 10 years, and especially the guys coming from India, they are on work visa for a long time. They have applied for their green card, it's not in process. Even the banks are okay to pay them, actually to approve their loan. Some of the guys, I have seen them, they are on H1B visa, work visa, and their loans were approved. Nowadays it's getting a little harder, because even on H1, the companies or banks or lenders also knows that if these guys will go out, their H1 will get expired, they have to go out of the country, they might not get the H1 approval or the visa again, and then if they can't come back to the country, maybe they have to go bankrupt and all that kind of thing, and the house will go back to the bank. So it's all about borrowing or getting the mortgage from the banks. That's the problem. Rest of that, legally you are totally authorized to buy any property with the cash, but again, if you don't have that much cash and you need to borrow money from the bank, banks are going to look into that, like you are on F1 or H1 or whatever the visa you are, so, and what is your stability in this country, do you make enough money to pay the mortgage on a monthly basis and all that. So yeah, if you have tons of money sitting at home, you might want to just when you come in on student, buy a house here or an apartment and live in one room, and rent the other 2 rooms to some other students and make some money out of that. That's a good idea. So thanks very much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next video.